Rock and Roll Geek Show 1453.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA, online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is June 2nd, which is a Tuesday, and it's 4:29 p.m. when I'm recording this episode. And it is time for me to open up beer number 3 of the day. I actually had I'm in an undisclosed location again. I'm back in the undisclosed location, and this is beer number 3 for me. I went to a place out here that I can't mention. It's an undisclosed dive bar that has undisclosed food. And it's a nice place. I like the place. And we had a couple of beers. And this is beer number 3. I'm drinking a Modelo in the can, and it's out of an authentic Yeti koozie. Let me take a sip of this fine Modelo. Oh, that is good. The third one of the day. Always the best. I know it's been a long time since I've done a show. And, I apologize every time when it's been a long time, but there's been a lot of shit happening in my life, which I can't go into just yet. Soon enough, friends, when this shit's all over, I'm going to tell it all. And boy, do I have a tale to tell. Tale to tale? I have a tale to tell. But right now I can't. But it's been difficult for me to do a show because it's been very stressful and there's a lot of shit going on with the family and, that I can't, that it's got me, it's difficult to do a show when all this shit's going on in your life. That's all I can say. But thank you for bearing with me and thank you for sticking with the show if you're listening thanks for your understanding. I appreciate it, friends. And all the people who continue to support the show, you are saving my ass. All right, a lot of shit's happened since the last episode. One of those was Jack Douglas dying. The legendary record producer Jack Douglas died at 80 years old. I'm going to read this from Blabbermouth. A little reading with Butler. Legendary rock producer Jack Douglas has died at the age of 80. According to a statement from his family, he passed away peacefully on Monday night, May 11th. Douglas's daughter Sarah also confirmed his father's death to Rolling Stone, adding he died from complications from lymphoma. They always say you pass away peacefully. Do you really? Does anybody really know? Because I got to imagine if I got cancer, I'm not feeling too peaceful inside. But rest in peace, great Jack Douglas. He most enjoyed being with his family, his wife, his 4 children, and 5 grandchildren. He died peacefully with us surrounding him, his family said in a statement. He lived an incredible life and was an amazing storyteller. He was very, very funny and goofy and loved to tell jokes. He loved what he did and he worked till the very end. We will miss him a lot. Over 40 gold and platinum records and several Lifetime Achievement Awards to his name, Jack Douglas has played an integral role in the creation of the most celebrated music ever. Please, I don't need to tell you, friends. He produced some of the greatest albums. Let's play something from... On this episode, I'm going to play nothing but Jack Douglas produced stuff. I might play something... I might introduce one thing because I got a story that's related to somebody who worked with Jack Douglas, but maybe. But all the music I'm going to play today is produced by Jack Douglas. Let's start off with the Joe Perry project from the great album, Let the Music Do the Talking, which Jack Douglas produced. Around the same time, he also produced the Aerosmith album that was made when Joe Perry was not in the band, Rockin' a Hard Place, another great album, way underrated. That Let the Music Do the Talking from the Joe Perry project. Was Ralph Moorman on vocals? I think it was Ralph Moorman. Joe Perry's singing this one. This is Shooting Star. Hold on. Producer, let's get it back to the beginning, shall we? Okay. All right. I didn't mean to blow your eardrums out, fellas. Yeah, there's probably one or two girls listening. This is the Joe Perry project. No editing. This is Shooting Star from Let the Music Do the Talking.
No
There you go. Joe Perry Project. That album, if you don't have that album, I'm sure you do, but that album is fucking great, man. All three of those first Joe Perry Project albums. I didn't used to think that Once a Rocker, Always a Rocker was a great album. That's the third one. The first one's Let the Music Do the Talking, as you know. Second one's I've Got the Rock and Rolls Again, which is also great. Ralph Morman on vocals. Joe Perry would sing you already know this. I'm telling you, I'm preaching to the choir, but Joe Perry would sing a few, and then he would get a different lead singer to sing the rest of the album. Ralph Morman sang on the first one. What's this guy on the second one? Charlie Farron on the second one. And third one, of course, the great cowboy Mac Bell. And all the other ones after that don't count as far as the first three. I think the first three, Jack Douglas didn't do the third one, but I think he did the first two. He may not have done I've Got the Rock and Rolls Again. But he did Rock in a Hard Place. Rock in a Hard Place. Also, Ralph Morman sang in this band called Bucks, who was produced by Jack Douglas as well. And Punky Meadows and what's the bass player from Angel, I think. I'll play that during the donation segment. Right now, I think I have an audio comment to play. Let's see. We got see. Hello, caller.
Michael Butler. It's Blake Johnston, the rock and roll Bryan Cranston.
Oh, good. Oh, is this a duel? A double shot?
And
friend of yours and friend of the
please
show,
be a drunk show
Michael
review.
Street.
I love it.
we're getting in touch today to provide a little bit of a show review for the San Antonio visit of Triumph in April.
We'll see you again, all right.
Was surprisingly a very well-attended show.
Huh, yeah.
Man,
isn't it interesting when a band breaks up and reforms, how they become well-attended?
Apparently, there's some connection between KISS 99.5, the radio station there,
Kiss
and a bunch
99.
of Canadian bands. There was a DJ when I first moved to Texas. He was a pretty popular guy named Joe Anthony, and he made all these Canadian bands famous. And I mean, just the types of concert shirts you saw in the people that night on Thursday is testament to that. I mean, we saw several different things. Everybody had on a Triumph shirt already, so they had already been seeing them somewhere.
All right.
And your wife was saying a lot of them were going to the Houston show as well.
Yep, that's
your
right.
wife went
that's
too,
right.
Blake?
And but I mean, all these people had on. I mean, shit. You saw Moxie shirts.
I think Jack Douglas didn't he
I
produce
saw
Moxie
a couple
as
of
well?
older April Wine shirts.
I think Jack Douglas produced Moxie as well. I could be wrong on that, but I think he did.
There was a Legs
Diamond.
Diamond,
Are they from
and so all
Canada?
and I know they're not Canadian, but
Oh,
there was all these bands that Joe Anthony made famous, and the old guard was there, man. I mean,
I saw Triumph at a radio station promoted show for it was like Rock 103 or something in Jacksonville, Florida. This is on the Rock and Roll Machine tour, but before Triumph they were just becoming, they were just on their way up. And it was $1.03 or something like that. It was a radio promotion. It was pretty good. I was like second row or first row. I might have won tickets to a $1 show.
tons of walkers, oxygen,
Nice.
crutches,
I like
Lots
it.
of beer guts.
Yep, that's me.
and what do we call those types of shoes? Like
Loafers, dock size.
therapeutic shoes, and
Really?
compression
Orthopedic.
So it wasn't the healthiest looking crowd. But they were
Were there any girls in the audience besides your wife, Brian?
into it, and it was packed.
Really?
And the gringos were on the minority scale there.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, me and Street were probably two of about 1,000 whiteys that were there. Everybody else was of the Hispanic persuasion. But
They like
man, I
Triumph,
tell you
huh?
what, those guys know how
Those
to party.
people? Yeah, they
Lots
do.
of,
Those people know how to party.
Chuck Billy and Tommy Chong lookalikes.
Yeah.
You mean Native Americans?
But just a friendly group of fans there. Everybody was into it.
That's nice.
Before we get off into it too
Now, didn't they have a bat? I gotta turn this fucking messaging machine off. So I'm getting messages from the. Okay, let me turn off these messages. Oh, somebody's texting me and it's really bumming me out. Oh, God, I can't wait to tell these fucking stories. I can't wait to tell them. Boy, do I have a tale to tell. Yeah, anyway, I heard they have like 3 other musicians in the band or something. I'm sure you're going to tell us. But back to you, Michael Cranston. Michael Cranston? No. Blake and Michael Street.
I think we surely would be remiss if we didn't ask you, how are you doing?
I am super great. Could not be better.
Well,
Let me tell you.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a fine Modelo in the can. I'm halfway done with it
I could
already.
have figured whatever.
This fucking person's texted me, and I'm pounding the beers, friends.
That you're drinking. It's a little too early for us, but I may pop an early top here. Who knows?
Hey, if you were getting a text like I'm getting, you'd be drinking at 6 a.m, friend.
We did a powerful amount of drinking last night. We'll go into that later. But we don't want this to go on too long. Not as long as the line was for merch when you walked into this damn Coliseum.
Good for
It didn't
Triumph.
matter if it was.
They're not breaking up. They're going to keep going. If they're getting that kind of attendance and merch sales, they're going to keep it going.
Before the show, during April 1, during
April Wine Open. That's great. With no original members, probably, except the drummer, maybe.
Triumph, after Triumph, the merch line was a mile long.
Really?
It went
Holy
around the
shit.
whole circumference of the place.
Did they have nice merch? I mean, most of these bands nowadays, you want to. Here's a tip for all the bands, all the legacy bands. I guess that's called legacy bands. You know, bands that have been around and then they reformed. You want to. Who am I to talk? The merch mile was 2 miles long. I want to see the classic album covers in distress. You know, they look like I want them to look like the original old shirts. Seems to me that's what would sell. But what do I know? 2 mile long line. Or back to you, Michael Cranston and Brian Street.
Both directions, because there was a merch booth on either side of the main entrance.
Huh.
What's the capacity of that arena?
I looked it up and I don't remember now. It's where the Spurs play, and it was full.
You got to figure at least 15 to 17,000.
Oh man.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it was a capacity crowd. I don't know if it's sold out, but man, it was a solid crowd.
Yeah, there wasn't an empty
I don't even want to know what you paid for the tickets.
seat to be had. And I would guess they had to have sold about 5,000 shirts.
Oh,
minimum.
easy. Those guys could retire, on the amount of shirts and what they were charging.
I think about $50 a pop times 5,000.
Yeah.
Do the math, Butler.
Look, I know it's not
$500,
but they even had like Triumph hockey jerseys, and those were like $100.
It was more like 125.
Were they? Anyway,
I should have got you one.
I didn't know.
It would have worked well in the summer here in San Antonio.
But we didn't partake in any merch. But we made our way in. We had pretty good seats on the floor. We were in section 7, I think, or right near section 7, right next to the sound booth. So we were in a prime spot, and you don't know what to expect. And I hadn't seen April Wine since the 80s.
Yeah, back when it was April Wine.
I had seen some
with Miles vocals
clips on YouTube of the new lineup, which only features Brian Greenway, and he's not even an original member.
Is he the bass player?
He showed up on first glance, and so they came out, and it was just like the hit list.
We started off with I like to rock.
I like to rock. Some like it hot, baby.
Yes, and
like
it sounded good. I mean, the guy when I watched those video clips, the singer guy, I don't even know what his name is.
Miles,
but he didn't sound all that great. But man, he ripped it up.
Yeah.
He lit into it. And they were very energetic, and the crowd knew every freaking word.
That's great.
It was crazy. It was crazy. But man, it was a good set. They like Michael said, they did. I like to rock. They went into Big City Girls.
Big City Girl,
all over town.
It's all over town hall. Do I gotta start geeking out on fucking? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Back to you guys.
Then they slowed it down a little bit with Say Hello.
Okay.
And then
fuck it. Let me pull up the search here. Damn it. Fuck. Oh shit. Okay. April Wine. You guys got me into it already now. Fuck. Let me see. April Wine. Come on, what's going on here? April Wine. My search is not working. Oh, saved by the not search working. Back to you guys.
Let's see. Enough is enough.
And then Before the Dawn, that's another little bit slower, I guess. Right Down to It. And then, of course, the Panty Creamer.
Oh, yeah. The phones came out with
Just
between you and me.
and me.
Hey, and he didn't even mix it up. I
Baby,
thought he
our
might
love
mix the
will
French version he
always
does
be.
in the middle of the song and sing in Spanish, but no such luck. Nobody understood that verse.
I never heard that. I never heard that verse.
And then Sign of the Gypsy Queen.
Sign of the
and Roller.
Gypsy Queen.
And when he
She's
got
a roller,
that drum beat
a
started
high
with
roller,
Roller,
baby.
that crowd just got
It rumbled.
bumping.
It rumbled, man.
Harder,
It was
faster.
crazy. But man, they were just really good, and the sound was incredible. And we both
Yeah.
commented on how good the sound is or was for that show. And man, it was impressive.
That's good.
I couldn't help but keep thinking, this one guy in this bastardized version of April 1,
Yes.
there's no way, like 2 years ago, he was sitting around thinking, yeah, I'll be playing to sold out arenas in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were definitely on their game, and you could tell that it thrilled them to have such a huge crowd and everybody singing along. And apparently, this tour is doing huge business.
Apparently.
I never would have expected. If I was a promoter, I probably would have tried to book theaters.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the April Wine put on a great show. Perfect opening act for Triumph, and they went down a storm. They didn't do any encores. Then we went out and we thought we might try to look at the merch or whatever, and that was futile. So we hung out for a little bit, and then we went back down to our seats, and so we knew it was getting close to showtime because they talked about what times the bands were starting. I think Triumph was going
9:15 or so.
9:15, and apparently they do. The Boys Are Back in Town as an intro tape for every one of the shows.
Yeah, it's just their doctor like Iron Maiden would do.
Right. And I'll say this. I mean, Mike Levine wasn't there, and everybody knows that he wasn't going to make the tour. I thought maybe at some point he'd make some appearances,
Bass
but
player.
there was no such luck for us on Thursday. But in the beginning, they have all these digital video screens now, which, I don't know, I guess they're kind of cool. They're a little hokey.
Yeah, it's kind of like they were, I don't know, prepared for their Vegas Sphere show.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. And it's just a little corny at the beginning. There's like these big animatronic looking faces that said, "Ooh, what's going on here? Where are we?" And I don't know. It's a little hokey, but I get it. And then you can see the band coming out, and there's two drummers. I think everybody's probably seen some
Two
clips of
drummers.
this.
Two drummers.
Gilmore gets out there, and then I don't even know who the other drummer is. And he also played some keyboards during the night. And so they come out, and there's
Phil
all these
X on
graphics
guitar?
behind them, and so every song had a different theme. And so when they busted out at the beginning there, right after that goofy little digital animatronic face intro they did, when the lights go down. And it was
What's that?
tight.
Lights go
It
down.
was tight. And man, Phil X and Todd Kearns
let's listen
bringing
to
it.
A little bit of.
I
little bit of this.
refrained from
Hold on. From Never Surrender, when the lights go down, baby. Yeah, Phil X is a great guitar player. Come on, man. You got 5, 6 guys. It's a 3-piece band and you got 6 guys on stage. All right. Back to you, Michael Cranston. All right, Brian. I'm joking. Am I? Back to you, Rock and Roll Brian Cranston and Michael Street.
reading any reviews, watching any videos, and the feedback just from the thumbnails was just mixed overall. So I went into it kind of not expecting much.
Okay. The reviews.
It was
are not-
great.
They sounded great.
They sounded good, and I'm glad they did it this way. Because man, it would have been a super, and I think they understand it would have been a super disappointment if they'd have gotten out there and not be able to perform the songs like people remember.
Yeah, they got other guys playing
And
the songs.
it made me think about seeing Phil X.
I don't know if I'd be down with that. I don't know if I'd be down with that.
The album, and me and Michael were talking about. I don't know the album that he played on after Rick Emmett left.
Yeah, it's from about 92.
Yeah, what's it called?
I didn't know he played in Triumph.
The album from 92.
Yeah, that's what I would call it.
You remember they got back together at one of these festivals and they sucked ass? Remember that? They got up there and they tanked?
But anyway, now I'm interested in it. But anyway, not to labor over all of this stuff because you can see the whole shows on YouTube. But man, everybody knew every word, and like I say, they kept it entertaining. They had two jumbotrons on either side of the stage, and then the other digital stuff, the artwork and things like that, were going on behind them.
So it's pretty much, if you have the greatest hits album, I mean, you didn't really have to go down a rabbit hole for the set on this tour.
Right, of course.
No, there's no dark horses or
no deep cuts.
Obscure B-sides or anything. But they go into Somebody's Out There, really good.
Okay, let's hear Somebody's Out There. A little bit Somebody's Out There. Here you go. Yeah, everybody, come on! Thank you for coming to this sham of a band we call Triumph. This one goes out to the rock and roll Bryan Cranston.
How can I decide?
Yeah! Come on, everybody. Go buy some merch. All right, fuck that. All right, back to you guys.
Went over crazy with the crowd, and then Spellbound was great.
We're going to do a song now off of Thunder 7. You know this one. Sing along. Let's get the keyboards going. Oh, it's a backing track. Oh, fuck. Come on, everybody. You know it. You sing it, boys. Wait a minute. Where's the girls? Any girls in the crowd? If there were, this would be for you. I never heard that damn song.
And then Hold On, which Rick Emmett, and was that where he gave the little speech about, hey, can you believe, I can't imagine that I could never believe that I would be out here at, what did he say, 72, 70?
I'm 72 years old, man. I never believed I'd be out here. This one goes out to all you 72-year-olds that are out here in the crowd. Anybody here younger than 72? I see two guys. And look, wearing rock and roll geek shirts. Come on, everybody. This one's from Just a Game.
It's not just
come on, lights up, ladies. The girls out here. All right. Yeah. All the boys are singing this one. It's a tender jam for dudes. Oh boy. Just a Game is when I thought they lost me on Just a Game. Oh boy. All right.
3 years old, enjoying the hell out of myself like this.
Yeah, okay.
And he was kind of moving around and pretty physical.
He was a 72-year-old moving around, huh? But that gives me something to look forward to in 6 years.
Far from being a statue up there.
Yeah, well, the guy, never mind. We'll talk about what we did last night in a minute. But he gave a good little speech, and everybody was, it was quite endearing, and everybody,
nice.
Had their heartstrings plucked a little bit. But they did Allied Forces.
Allied Forces. Can I find Allied Forces? No, I don't have Allied Forces. Fuck it. I'm on the greatest hits.
And then they go into the Blinding Light Show, which had a weird graphic behind it. It was like some kind of
light show. Oh, you're losing me, man. Losing me. Let me just pull up the best songs from Triumph. Top songs. Here we go. Top songs. Blinding Light Show. Never heard the song in my life. Here's a little bit Allied Forces. All right, Blinding Light Show. I don't feel like looking. Fuck it.
Michael was having a little issue with breathing, so
really? Huh.
We got to Rock and Roll Machine.
Okay, Rock and Roll Machine. That's a tour I saw him on. Rock and Roll Machine. Let me get back to the greatest hits. Fuck. What do I got? I'm on app. Essential Triumph Essentials. Rock and Roll Machine. That's when I saw him in a theater in Jacksonville, Florida. All right, 6 minutes and 58 second song. All right, back to you.
And we watched that, and then we decided we'd go out in the hallway, and then from there they go into Rocky Mountain Way.
The show was so good. We decided to go out into the hallway. They covered Rocky Mountain Way on Rock and Roll Machine. I think.
And Never Surrender.
Never Surrender on
Yeah,
Never
and
Surrender.
A lot of songs that Rick would sing, he just kind of handed it over
to Todd or Phil.
Oh,
But
you're
they
kidding.
can sing
What
high,
the fuck?
clear.
They sounded so great.
Yeah.
And there was
Not
like
Triumph.
3 and 4 part harmonies
Can you say backing tracks?
the whole freaking night. Those dudes are studs, man.
Backing
and I've been a Phil
tracks.
X fan for a while. But man, I'm a huge fan now. After seeing them Thursday, they were just great.
You gonna do a Bon Jovi deep dive now?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll do that. But so they did Rocky Mountain Way, Never Surrender, Lay It on the Line.
Lay it
20
on the line. Lay it on the line.
4 hours a day. They did a little piece of that,
Okay.
and then they did Follow Your Heart and Magic Power. So we had left a little bit early,
Really? The show was so good, you left a little bit early. Okay.
and we didn't get the encores.
Oh, too
The
bad.
It would have been nice for I Live for the Weekend.
Yeah, so they did that next.
I live
And
for the
also,
weekend, baby.
Fight the Good Fight.
Fight the good
Yeah, and I will
fight
say, like,
every
I forgot to add,
morning.
as we're pulling in to the venue, Blake made the comment to me. He said, parking's free at this venue.
Really? Wrong.
That was a misstatement, to say the
I
least.
said, wow, that's cool. I'll be impressed if that's the case. Well, what happened when you pulled in?
That'll be $35, sir.
$35.
And we're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever.
Cha-ching, cha-ching,
And
cha-ching,
And the parking lot
cha-ching.
was already full.
Did you
We were
buy
just
a
like,
shirt?
Holy crap, man, this is nuts. It was.
I hope you tailgated.
what
I
we
hope you
got.
snuck some beers in.
And I didn't expect $35 for parking, but it was fine. There's like 2 coliseums or like two show places on this property, and one of them Freeman and Frost. So Freeman was having, it looked like some kind of high school graduation ceremony.
Okay.
And we had to drive around all that stuff. So I was like, oh shoot, it's probably just crowded because of that. No, it was Triumph too.
Yeah, and the very next night, the Spurs are playing a playoff game there.
That's right. And we made some jokes about it to one of the little attendant girls. When we were
little
walking back in
attendant
after
girls.
April wine, I said, well,
How
what time
little
did the
were
Spurs
they?
go on? Anyway, that was the only joke I told this weekend that went over worth a shit.
Yeah.
But we got out a little early, and it's been pissing down rain here. And the older I get, the worse I am at driving at night.
You and me both,
especially if it's
friend.
raining and the streets are all shiny.
You and me
then
both.
You add that construction.
Yeah, add 3 beers.
That's
4
in
beers.
between San Antonio and New Braunfels, and it's like a 45-minute drive. Well, I tell you what, I was a bundle of nerves.
Yeah, I was there for support.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm dealing with a little bit of a injury on my right shoulder
I'm
that I had to
sorry.
go to the doctor's office for
sorry.
yesterday.
We both had our own individual ailments, but
But that's the struggle.
Yeah.
It's the curse of the
Yeah.
street Johnston partnership.
Struggler is
Never
real,
is right.
friend.
Hey, so we decided to go to this little place.
Yeah, we couldn't find anything else that was going on. The last time Michael was here over at the German place was this Journey band. Journey
tribute.
cover band. They did a bunch of
Nice.
different bands. It wasn't just Journey, but they were
okay.
called like Escape or something
Okay.
bullshit like that. So I thought, man, we'll go see them again because I
Yeah.
thought it was Saturday night.
Oh.
And I mean Friday night. And turns out it's tonight. And
too
so
bad.
we couldn't do that. And then we looked around, and there's a place that I hate to go to called the Watering Hole. And I looked at that, and there was some tribute bands playing. We posted something about
What
it
kind
on
of tribute
the page.
band?
And it was a fun night. I'll let Michael talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we both kind of went into that venue last night, not really feeling 100%, but they had old Miller High Lifes on special.
Oh, good. Warm.
We started pounding
How
them,
much?
and,
$3.25?
we got buzzed enough to where we started during the Motley tribute that in
the
between
Motley Crue
songs we started
tribute?
heckling them, yelling "Hooligans Holiday."
We're trying to get him to do a karabi song. And the singer,
Karabi
God bless
song.
him, he looked like he left his job as a car salesman and put on this
Nice.
weird leather
Wig,
vest.
a wig.
And some pants with these weird little patches all over them. It's like everybody is in this area, especially, and I know it's probably true everywhere, they're in multiple bands.
Of course.
And the bass player for the Motley Crue tribute band is in another band called L.A. Rocks.
Oh.
And then the guitar player, who looks kind of like a toned down Chris Holmes, who was in the Motley Crue. He was in both bands. Both the bass player and the guitar player were in both bands last night. And but that singer, man, he sounded like Vince Neil, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, he sounded better than Vince.
That good, huh?
Yes, we were wrapped up. I guess it was an Ozzy tribute came on last, and he did primarily the first two records, and it didn't really go over well with the ladies. But then
Michael's like, the girls just don't like it. They just don't like it. I bet if they did we didn't think they were going to do anything besides Randy stuff. He says, I bet if they did some Zach or Jake stuff, the girls might respond.
Oh, man, I wish I was with you guys.
I can't remember what they did first.
no more tears.
Oh,
No
man,
more
them
tears.
50-year-old heifers were out there
Heifers.
shaking those things.
They were heifers.
And their leather mini skirts.
Nice. Nothing like a heifer in a mini skirt.
It was very entertaining, and they were good. They were like the guitar player wasn't really selling it,
Oh.
and he was a good enough guitar player, but he just kind of stood there. And then I was over talking
wearing a
to
wig?
the drummer. So the drummer for the Ozzy band is in Danny Borden's band.
Oh, really?
And Killers and Exiles.
Yeah.
And they've been doing some recording. So I had seen him last week. I went and saw Broken Teeth.
Okay. I like
And
Broken Teeth.
I had seen
When I was
him
in
last
Jetboy, we
week
played
over
with
there in
Broken
Austin. So we got to shooting the shit, and he was telling me that he was in the Ozzy band. And he said, well, our guitar player isn't normally here, which I find out from Danny later that it's usually the guy from Broken Teeth.
Okay.
And so he said they had deputized the guy from the Motley Crue band to be their guitar player. And, and I was like, whatever, but we'll see if he does any better at that. But, you just kind of stood there, adequate guitar player, not somebody who you'd think, wow, man, that dude was kicking ass. Talented enough, don't you think, Michael? I mean, he was talented. And then the Ozzy guy. Whew. Some
Wig.
guy came out sound checking the
A
mics
wig and
everything,
glasses.
and like little skinny legs and a big old pot belly, and that
Nice.
must be like the manager or the
Dad.
sound guy or whatever. Dude, he put a wig on, came back out as Ozzy Osbourne.
There you go.
Also, a wig and a big old crucifix.
Yeah,
Yeah, and a
that's
pair of
right.
glasses.
He changed shirts, put on a wig and a crucifix, and they went about the business of doing some Ozzy, and
That's
it
great.
was good. It was okay.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like
I'm
it was.
sure it was fucking great. Who cares?
I
Y'all guys
can't wait
had a
to
good
see
time.
him again, but it was a real super entertaining night
Of
last night.
course.
Plus,
I
we
would've
were
had a
drinking
good-
them beers.
I would have loved
We
being
had a
there
lot
with
more
you
fun than
guys.
we expected.
Yes,
course.
yes, absolutely.
Good little sprinkles on the top for this trip.
Yeah,
that would've
and
been fun.
we were excited to go and do something and hang out and just be able to talk to each other. Well, it wasn't too loud. We both brought earplugs, so we didn't have to use them. And so it was fun, man. We had a great time. I always love having Michael over at the house.
Yeah.
He got to meet my grandson
There
today.
you go. How old's the
Got to
grandson?
sing Smash Mouth for me.
He sang a couple Smash Mouth
go.
songs. But
Hey,
we're
now,
just
you're
hanging
an
out.
all-star.
I'm going to get him back over to San Antonio this afternoon and get him back to rainy North Carolina because it's raining here. He's gonna have the what do they call that? The bad weather blues. Because it's not been super great here, but it could be better.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, we've had a great time.
Yeah.
We did some vinyl shopping. We went to a couple of places.
Did you eat any
Load it
good
up.
places?
Yeah.
Good
I'll
food?
show those in a video later.
Well, and I tell you what, I was telling Bo, my son-in-law, I was like, man, I don't know if Street spends enough money on albums.
No.
Yeah, I could stand to spend a little more.
But anyway, man,
He's got no wife and kids. You got it's all disposable income. What else are you going to spend it on? Enjoy it.
I hope you're doing well, Michael.
I'm fucking
and,
great.
I hope that things are working out in your undisclosed location.
Sometimes.
And I see the stuff on Facebook and Instagram with your Chad gigs, and more power to you.
Thank you.
And hope all that's working out well, man. We're doing great here, and we had a great weekend.
Yeah, so stay frosty.
All
Stay
right,
frosty, my
frosty.
friend.
Thank you. It was nice to hear from Brian. I'm going to say his name right. Blake Johnston, the rock and roll Brian Cranston, and my good friend Michael Street. Both of them my good friends. You too can leave me a show review and audio comment. Just record on your phone and email it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate it. I love their show reviews. Drunk would have been better, but they were still good. Two great guys. And I wish I was at that. I don't care about being a Triumph with you. Well, I would have gone to Triumph too if somebody bought me a ticket, but I would like to have gone to those shitty tribute bands with you. All right. We should thank some people who donate to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, because without your donations, this show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled death. It's a value for value, but I haven't given you much value lately, so maybe that's why the donations are a little down. I don't know, but let's find something to play. Let's play some stuff produced by Jack Douglas. This is Bucks featuring Ralph Mormon, Punky Meadows. Who else is in Bucks? Punky Meadows, Mickey Jones on bass, from the original bass player from Angel, Ralph Mormon on vocals, and two other guys I don't know. James Newland was one of the guitar players. He went on to be a film composer, according to the Wikipedia. This album was recorded in 1973, but released by Capitol in 76 because they weren't going to release it. They shelved it, but after Angel broke up, or when Angel was going, I think Angel was probably still going when they released this. This is the album is called "We Came to Play." So let's play this in the background while we thank some people who donated. This is also an Angel song. I think this might have been on Hell of a Band. White Lightning was that on? I don't remember which album. It could have been on Hell of a Band. Or probably the first album, actually. All right, thanks to everybody who donates to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. As you know, it's a value for value. Thank you to everybody who donated on my favorite way to donate, which is Venmo. My Venmo name is Mike at Michael-Butler-11. Ralph Miller, who I went to the Giants game last week when I was in San Francisco, or not last week, but the week before, we went to a Giants game together, and they won. He gave me a $50 travel fund donation. Thank you, Ralph Miller, a friend of mine and friend of the show. It was great hanging out with Ralph Miller. We had good seats. It was a good time. Dan Gerawan, also $50. Both those guys saved the show this month. John Morgan, $25. Blake Johnston, $25. The Rock and Roll Brian Cranston. Not only did he donate, he called in with a show review. That's value, friends. Gregg Brofer, I'm still praying for, $20. Stephen Lumm, new donor. I just met Stephen Lumm online. Thank you, Stephen Lumm. It's nice to hear from you, friend. $20. Richard Fusey, $11. Sheriff, Todd Cunningham, friend of mine and friend of the show, $10. Danny Borden from Killers in Exile. KillersInExiles.com. I guess that's what it is. Look for him on Instagram or whatever. Danny Borden, $5 Shitty Dude donation. Stephen Cohen, $5. Bruce McMillan, $3. That's all the Venmos. On Patreon, patreon.com/RnRGeek. Joe Pawlak, my bodyguard, $16.66. Just bought a house with his fiance. Congratulations. Kirk Crawford, $12.77. Patrick Shanahan, $10. Brian Springer, $8. Jon Scott, writer of the great book Tom Petty and Me, $8. Michael Street, friend of mine and friend of the show. Not only did he call in with a show review, but he donated $7.50. Value, friends. Dave Slusher jumped ship, but he still donates $5.55. I donate $5 to him, so that comes out to me being 55 cents in the red, in the black. Robert Harvey, $5. Chiaki Hinohara, my good friend Chiaki, who I haven't seen in a while, $5. Madaki Metal on Instagram. Jamie Jefford, $5. Erik Klein, $5. Paul Smith, $5. Justin Lefkowitz, $5. Steve T, Steve Trice, $5. James Shapiro, $5. Martin Clawley, $5. Nadia Itani, $5. Eric Stowell, $4. Mike Hellier, £4. Mark Mazzei, $3. Adrian Boschon, $2. Amy Bowen, $2. Erik the RnRPleeb, $1.42. 3 Legs, 4 Wheels, $1. Arnie Stats, $1. I gotta piss. So I'm gonna let this run out, and I'm gonna go piss real quick and try to make it back before this Buck song is over. I am back. Okay, let me get on a different song here. How about Jack Douglas also produced the New York Dolls reunion album, which is called One Day It Will Please Us to Remember Even This. How about a little bit of that? Now, let's play a little bit of Muscle of Love. Produced by Jack Douglas, Alice Cooper. Thank you to everybody who donates on PayPal. By the way, there's a donate link at RnRPleeb.com. Just click that. It'll tell you all the ways you can help out the show. Dave Franco, $20. Stephen LaPerriere in Prince Canada, $20. I'm supposed to narrate my book, the book I'm working on, talking to my phone, and he was going to put it into text for me. I'm still working on that, Stephen. Bear with me. I got a lot of shit going on in my life, friend. Richard Strom, $20. Jeff and Sherry Thielilicky, $10. William Beal, $10. Ralph Miller, friend of mine and friend of the show, also donated another $10. Dave Jackson in the School of Podcasting, $10. BJ Lisco, friend of mine and friend of the show, opened for Buck Cherry last week or the week before, $10. Benjamin Muller, $5. Christopher Del Grande, $5. Jace Lesniewski, $5. Vincent Creamy, $5. John Tennis, $5. Rachel Rosenberg, $5. John Offenlock, $5. Peter Spark, $5. Greg Long, $5. Andrew Howell, $5. Ryan Gradage, $2. Kai Matsuda, all the way in Japan, $2. Lasse Satvidhagen, $2. Chad Kiffmeyer, $2. Dave Alexander, $2. Deborah Dreyfus, if that's your real name, $2. Adam Croft, $2. And finally, William Moffat, $2. Thank Thank you to everybody who donates to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, because I am unemployed / retired. And I just got cut off from the Airbnb money. I'm fucking broke, man.
I read dance books like I did before.
I need it. Please help me out.
Lock the door.
Thank you to everybody who donates to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Without your donations, the show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled death. And believe me, somebody out there wants me dead. I think more than one person wants me dead. Thank you, friends. I'm going to let this one play out while I go cry a river. I'm going to open up beer number 5. No, I'm sorry, beer number 4. They also produced this. I'll let this fade out. Play a little bit of the New York Dolls. Great production by Jack Douglas.
Spirit slumbers in nature.
I'll take it to the chorus. Why not?
In awakens in mind. In finally recognizing yourself in time. Call us what you will, but love made us like this. So what? Yeah, this whole world is just artifice. Take a good look at my good looks. Then close your eyes. Keep the picture in your mind, 'cause I'll be
All right, there you go. All right, kill it. Okay. All right, I got another show review from my good friend Erik, the Rock and Roll Plebe. I think this is Erik. Let's see.
Hello, Michael Butler. Erik, the Rock and Roll
Hey, Erik.
Plebe here. I got 2 reviews
All right.
that I want to hopefully quickly
By the way,
do.
leaving show reviews is another way to give value for value. Because when I'm short of content, which is another reason sometimes I don't do a show in a week, because I don't want to just. I mean, I guess I could do reruns. There's an undisclosed person suggested that I rerun the one where Casey Crenshaw calls in with a Guns N' Roses reunion show reviews. Maybe I will rerun that one. But yeah, anyway, calling in show reviews is another good way to give me content and give value for value.
But first, I hope you are doing well,
I'm so
Michael.
super great, couldn't be better.
And I want to take a sip of this fine
Yeah, I'll join you.
Narragansett.
I'll join
I don't
you.
know how to say it. Narragansett lager.
Oh yeah, I know what those.
It's a beer I think you might like. It's from Rhode Island, I think.
There's
but
actually-
it can be found.
There's actually some in the refrigerator here at the undisclosed location. It's okay if I would drink that if it's a if I'm out of Modelo's or Tecates. It's good. It's good. The person that's the undisclosed person likes that beer. Back to you. Oh, I can't wait to tell all.
Along Northeast America
Yeah.
in many undisclosed locations.
Yes. I'll join you. Hold on.
So the first
Hold on.
review I
Wait
wanna
a minute.
do-
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me take a sip here. Ah, that's good.
Is something you mentioned recently on the last podcast, and it's the Iron Maiden Burning Ambition documentary.
I went to see it. I went to see it at the movie theater. You know, it was good. Was it great? No, it was not great. It was good. It was more something to do on a Saturday afternoon
I saw
when you're all by yourself and everybody wishing you were dead. Okay.
it on Thursday, May 7th. And near me, at least, it wasn't playing that many times. It was only playing 2 days, and I think only 3 or 4 showings. And
It
so I went to
probably
the
would have been more fun with at night with a crowd full of Iron Maiden fans. I saw it in the daytime with a half-filled theater of Iron Maiden fans.
first showing, which
But
was
I did sneak in 2 beers.
6 o'clock on Thursday. And before I went there, I stopped off and I made sure to pick up a 4-pack
There you
of
go.
Iron Maiden
Sneak 'em.
Trooper.
Oh, where'd you get those
I
from?
thought that would be appropriate, you know?
Yeah.
So in the parking lot there, I did
Okay,
shove one
tailgater.
of those, and then I shoved the other 3 down my pants,
Attaboy!
which was funny. So I haven't been in a movie theater.
It's something satisfying about sneaking beers into venues. There's something satisfying about that. I don't know what it is. I guess it's a stick it to the man attitude, but hey, man, you buy $20 worth of popcorn. Why not bring your own beer in and send $10 worth of Raisinets?
In a long time. And so I didn't even realize they don't even have, the one near me at least doesn't even have a ticket booth. It just has these machines to buy your tickets.
So nobody even watching you.
And then there was also a small bar in the place, but I kind of just got through the whole process as quick as possible, skipped the bar because I had the 3 cans of beer down my pants.
I love it. I love it.
And I managed to get into the theater. It was like not one of the hugest theaters. I think it probably held about 100 people.
Yeah.
And I think there were maybe about 30 people there, but
There's
all
about
of them
30
had
people, the one I went to.
their
as
Iron
well.
Maiden shirts on, of course.
Of course. Not me.
So there wasn't as many people as I would think would be there because I know
Probably Friday
Maiden
was
is big
better.
and it's kind of a rare event, but it is what it is. And I was happy because I got a seat where I wanted, and there wasn't anybody around me.
I'd reserve
so
seats.
Got to just kind of chill and not be bothered. So the movie, if people don't know, if you didn't know, it's produced by some outside people. So
Yeah.
the band had
Also produced by their manager, too, or executive produced by the managers. They were involved, but according to the guys in the band, they let them have free reign. But I'm pretty sure that it's the manager Smallwood. I think his name is Smallwood. I'm sure Eddie Trunk is great friends with the guy. But I bet you he had a little bit of creative input.
some say in it, but it wasn't produced by them.
Yeah.
And I think even Steve Harris might have been a little bit critical of the movie after the fact. He
good.
emphasized that it's about us, but it's not by us.
Right.
And he made a statement that he might do some things differently and alluded to maybe something in the concept of the movie had changed. I'm not sure what that meant. But I don't think he really dissed the movie. He just made that comment.
I kind of agree with Steve
I guess
Harris.
just letting people know that it wasn't the band producing this. The movie, so it goes through the whole history of the band, and I think all the band was interviewed, including even Blaze Bayley.
Yeah.
And they even had some from Paul Di'Anno that I think maybe they got before he died. But none of the band appear on camera for the interview parts. It's all just voiceover stuff. And Steve Harris even says at the beginning something like he didn't want to even be on camera because he didn't like looking at himself. He doesn't like how he looks, which I can appreciate that. So, and then they also had interviews with some fans.
Yeah.
I think a few of the fans were like people who have like podcasts or YouTube channels, but then they also had some celebrities.
Tom Morello.
The actor Javier Bardem.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
Gene Simmons, of course, shows up to everything. Scott Ian and Chuck D from Public Enemy. So they mixed those interviews with just the old footage of the band and some animated cartoon kind of transition footage. So the movie was around an hour and 50 minutes. It went through their just whole history and kind of quickly. Some of the sections it kind of breezed over pretty quick because they didn't really have a lot of time. And I'm a pretty big fan of theirs, so there wasn't really anything that new that I didn't know. Maybe there was one part where they showed a letter that Paul Di'Anno wrote where he was resigning from the band, kind of implying that he was the one that quit.
Right.
But I don't know if the history that I remember was more that he got
out.
fired just because he was partying too much and
of course
he wasn't
Which is
reliable.
what they said in the
and
movie.
wanted to push the music in a different direction. So I don't know what's true. There was another part where they mentioned how Nico was pissed at Bruce Dickinson during the early 90s when
he quit.
Bruce was leaving the band. Like he announced, "I'm going to leave the band at the end of this tour." So Nico was pissed at him because every night he'd be looking at this guy singing, knowing that the guy didn't want to be here. So that was interesting. I mean, a little bit interesting that.
Around that time when Bruce Dickinson had left and did his solo album, that was when I recorded Force of Habit with Exodus at Battery Studios in London. And I think Chris Tangarides might have had something to do with Bruce Dickinson's album. He might have produced it. I don't know. But he produced that Exodus album. And Bruce Dickinson came in there with something new called a DAT tape. And he was mixing his first solo album. So it was around the same time. Little Butler. Inserting myself into the story.
Generally expressed that he was angry during that time, but then they made up, whatever, later. So went through the whole history of the band, and near the end, it shows Nico leaving the band, and there's some footage with their new touring drummer, and Steve Harris just kind of emphasizing that he loves the band, he wants to do it until he can't anymore, and so I enjoyed it enough. They're one of my favorite bands, so it's just good to see them on the big screen. And one negative I would have is that it just wasn't loud enough in the theater. It's a movie. It's like a rock movie, and I'm hearing booms and sounds coming from the theater next to me for some animated movie or whatever. So I just wish it was a bit louder. But it's a good movie. I would recommend you'd probably enjoy it if it comes streaming somewhere. So the second review that I wanted to do is, and I'll try to do this quick, is David Lee Roth.
Oh, good.
Saw David Lee Roth yesterday, actually.
He had the two. Did he have the three black guys in the band, or two or three black guys? Those guys are
May
great.
May 19th at the Keswick Theater in Glenside, Pennsylvania.
I was
just right outside of Philadelphia.
Was it packed?
It's a theater that holds maybe 1,400 people, maybe. Okay. I'd say it was probably about 75% full.
Huh.
I don't know. So maybe there was 900,000 people there.
I guess that's not that bad.
He was charging for up front was like $250 a ticket.
$250. Fuck that. I will not pay it. I won't pay it. I won't pay it. I won't pay. I won't do it. I won't. I was
like 12 rows back, and it dropped down to 125, and then that was basically the price for most of the theater, and then the very back, like 4 rows or something, was $50. So kind of expensive, but I guess that's just the price of tickets these days.
Because he's got a huge guarantee.
I think the band, I think, is the same drummer, bass player, and guitarist that he's been working with for the last at least 5 years or so.
Does he have backing tracks?
He has 2 keyboard players, and he has the new, more recent, the 4 dudes singing the backup vocals.
Yeah, 4 black guys.
It was almost the same setup. I saw him open for Kiss right before COVID.
I saw him open for Kiss and COVID too. It was all backing tracks. There were so many vocal backing tracks. It was sickening.
2020, right? So I think it was the same basic band, just without the backup singers. But I think those backup singers are a good addition, and
I agree.
Probably very much needed. He played 2 hours.
It's a long set.
Really good set list. Just all Van Halen, or at least almost all Van Halen. So here is what he played.
Oh, good.
Me. Panama.
Panama.
Drop Dead Legs.
Drop Dead
Romeo
Legs.
Delight. Little Dreamer.
Little Dreamer.
It was like a blues jam kind of thing.
It brings the blues for you.
Just a blues thing where he went into different blues songs and was talking. I could have done without that one. Next, he played "I'm the One."
I'm the one you
Beautiful
love.
Girls.
Come on, beautiful girls.
Dance the Night Away.
Dance the night away.
Ice Cream Man.
I'm the ice cream man, baby. Stop me when
You
I'm
Really
passing
Got
by.
Me.
Really got me. You really got me.
Jamie's Crying.
Jamie's crying.
Unchained.
Unchained.
Mean Street.
This is Mean Street.
Atomic Punk.
The Atomic Punk.
Talking About Love.
Ain't talking about
Hot
love.
for Teacher.
I'm hot for teacher.
Everybody Wants Some.
Everybody wants
and
some.
Finished it with Jump.
Might as well jump.
It was a
That's a good set, I
great
guess.
set list. As far as the show, if I was to do some pros and
Guy to girl ratio.
cons or some goods and bads, I think so. On the good side, Roth is having fun.
Yes.
He's got that rock star
Of course
attitude.
having
He's
fun. making
smiling.
Good
He's
money with $250
got the
tickets.
crowd. And he actually, there's times when he sounds vocally okay,
Yeah, he just like scats
especially
a
when you
lot.
got the backing vocals mixed in. So you're seeing his energy and he's like twirling around.
Right, that's cane.
I don't even know if it's a microphone stand
No,
or
it's
just
a
a
cane or
aluminum
something.
bar. He's like twirling that around.
Goofy. Goofy.
So he sounds good at times. I think, and like a song like when he came out with the acoustic guitar and did Ice Cream Man, and he sounded fine on that. So I think it's just like the more lower range or the ones where you're talking, it works better.
I wonder if he's using backing tracks on that too with the
And with
black
the
guys.
backing vocals, you know, there were some other times where he didn't sound as good, but sticking with the good parts here, I liked the set list. Like I said, I liked hearing Drop Dead Legs,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Romeo's Delight, Atomic Punk. I also like some of his banter.
Oh, he didn't
Some of
do,
his in between banter.
I didn't hear any solo stuff. No California Girls or I don't know his hits. What is it? Yeah, I'm talking about a Yankee Road. None of that stuff, huh? Must be just like living in Paris. None of that stuff.
During
Okay.
song banter, it was fun. There was one part where he said something like, he was introducing the band, I think, and he said something like, "There's no I in team, but there is
Wow.
a you in pussy.
Wow.
So
Okay.
don't be a you," or something. Like, I don't know what he was saying, but
That's stupid.
just not crazy nonsense stuff that
Yeah.
I found
Non
funny.
sequiturs and
But then on the negative side, there was almost too much banter at times. You'd have those breakdown parts in the songs, like Panama and Beautiful Girls, that blues song.
I like the banter stuff. I kind of like the
Everybody
banter
Wants
stuff.
Some. I also think Romeo Delight, like all those songs had these breakdown parts where he was rambling stuff. So it was just a bit too many times. You'd have these 3-4 minute songs and it'd be like 8-9 minutes because he's talking.
Yeah, less songs for
And-
the band to have to learn.
To make it worse, I couldn't even really fully understand all that he was saying. So it was just kind of, I felt like I was at some kind of
Right.
lunatic
Yeah.
seminar or
What,
something.
you ever
TED
read his?
Talk.
You read his book?
Let me see. I did record a
That
little
book's
bit, so I'm
tough
going to
one,
try to
man.
insert a sample.
That David Lee Roth book, Crazy from the Heat. I challenge you to try to get through that thing and enjoy it because it's all fucking ramblings and you don't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
Record a little bit, so I'm going to try to insert a sample
Oh, great.
here of one of those. And I don't know if you'll be able to understand it, but here's just a sample of what it sounded like.
For disclosure, I held at the S Festival in 1983.
Everybody wants some?
I had 350,000 motherfuckers wait while I peed into a red plastic cup. And I did not flinch.
He's
I
talking.
was on the Joe Rogan show. And I made Joe and 7 million motherfuckers listening to it while I walked in the men's room. And I did not punch.
So
Yeah.
there's that. So maybe just too many songs with bantering in it. And then another thing I didn't really like is the band. Like they sound okay, but they just lack excitement or something.
Yeah, just
I
standing
know it's
there.
Roth's band, and he might not want flashy players, but he almost went too far the other way, where their players are just kind of boring. And I
I
shouldn't.
would imagine David Lee Roth is not the easiest guy to play in a band with. I would imagine. Okay, yeah.
focus on looks, but like for example, the guitar player, he has this mullet, and he looked like a cross between like an Elvis impersonator and Ronnie James Dio. And he was wearing this blue rodeo shirt. And I don't know, just, he didn't have any moves. He just kind of stood there. And at times his playing sounded horrible. Like, I know the band's tuned down and stuff sometimes, but...
I know what you're thinking if you're listening with Butler and the Country Band. Hey, do you know Butler wears a blue rodeo shirt, don't you? Okay. Oh, at least I'm making myself laugh.
Like, for example, the song Unchained.
Unchained!
It sounded horrible. Like, I don't even know if it was the right riff he was playing.
Oh, really? Huh.
Or if it just sounded really weird because it was tuned down so much. But that song in particular was ruined by the playing. But I know I'm sounding negative,
Maybe they're tuning
but I
down so far. You
just want to close it out here to say I had fun.
That's good.
I can think of a worse way to spend
How much
a
did
Tuesday
you pay
night
for the
than
tickets,
seeing
Eric?
Diamond David on stage, even if he's not in his peak form anymore. But and my expectations of the show were low, so it wasn't like I was thinking I was going to be seeing 1980s era David Lee Roth or something. I knew what I was getting, and he satisfied enough for me. I had fun.
Good.
So
that's good.
That's it, Michael.
All right, thanks, Eric. I really appreciate it, friend. I'll join you.
Again, hope everything's well.
Oh, there it is. What did he? Oh, hold on.
Hello.
Okay, was that it? Did it just get cut off? Let's see here. Let's see.
Hello, Michael. But my expectations of the show were low, so
I think his audio company just cut off.
I was thinking I was going to be seeing 1980s era David Lee Roth or something. I knew what I was getting, and he satisfied enough for me. I had fun, so that's it, Michael. One last sip. Again, hope everything's well with you, and stay frosty.
Stay frosty, friend. You too can leave me a show review. Record it into your phone or whatever and email it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. All right, I'm going to play another Jack Douglas produced song. Then I'm going to go piss, and I'm going to come back with one more thing, and then we'll play some parting words and play another song. How about Jack Douglas produced a band called Stars, which, as you know, one of my favorite bands of all time. The second album, I think he did the first two albums. First Stars album, which is just self-titled, and then Violation, which is a great album. All those Capitol Records Stars albums are fucking great. Every one of them. Stars, Violation, Attention Shoppers, Coliseum Rock. All four of those albums, quality top to bottom. This is from Violation, title track. I'm going to go piss and I'll be right back, friends. Stars. All right. One more thing before we get out of here. Oh, stop. Okay. Ultimate Classic Rock. I get these emails from Ultimate Classic Rock all the time, and they did something. All 11 number one albums of 1976 ranked worst to best. 1976, around the time when I was a teenager listening, growing up, and that's when I was going to shows and stuff. What was I, 15 years old at the time? So this is when I was growing up. So all 11 albums, first of all, I don't know what I don't know which 11 albums were number one of 1976, but I thought it might be fun to just compare, just to hear what was the number one albums of 1976. 26 songs reached number one on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1976. A comparatively scant 11 albums topped the Billboard 200 that same year, with minimal crossover between the two charts. So in other words, the number one songs were not the number one on the number one albums. So I guess that's what they're saying. You can chalk that discrepancy up, particularly to the disco explosion that took the world by storm in 76. It was a banner year for dance floor approved singles from the Bee Gees, Wild Cherry, The Miracles, and more. And that's to say nothing of the television themes and novelty songs that enjoyed their brief time in the sun, only to quickly be banished into the dustbin of history. On the contrary, the album charts were a reminder that rock still ruled the roost in 76. It was a golden age of the LP. That's what I just said. That's when I grew up, the golden age of rock and roll, with several members of classic rock's old guard, Paul McCartney, Bob Dylan, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, releasing new albums that raced to the top of the charts regardless of their critical reception. Spoiler alert, it was mixed. It was also a year of looking back in... Let me take a sip of this fine Modelo before I bore you with my reading. I'll bore you with my beer drinking. It was also a year of looking back in more ways than one. Peter Frampton achieved pop cultural ubiquity with the blockbuster Frampton Comes Alive, which repurposed several tracks from his previously unsuccessful studio albums. Okay, we know all that. Funk legends Earth, Wind & Fire enjoyed a similar victory with their triple platinum live album Gratitude. Meanwhile, Chicago and the Eagles, both of whom dominated the first half of the decade, brought listeners up to speed with greatest hits compilations that in retrospect served as an inflection points in their careers. Greatest hits? Okay. These artists spent much of 76 jostling for the top spot before surrendering to Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life, which ruled the chart for nearly 3 uninterrupted months to end the year. Revisit all these records and more on our list of the number one albums of 1976 ranked worst to best. All right, the worst one of 1976. Hard rock, soul, live albums, and greatest hits all, pardon me, I'm burping this fine Modelo, all mingled atop the top on the charts in this eclectic year. The worst one, number 11, George Benson, Breezin'. Jazz fusion guitarist. What song was the hit of Breezin'? Was that, I don't know, which ones? What was the hit on that? Spent 2 weeks atop the Billboard 100, went triple platinum, won multiple Grammys, including Best Pop Instrumental Performance. True to its name, the album is breezy and ultra smooth, with Benson's thrilling guitar chops poking through on even the poppiest and most laid-back tunes, with all elements click. As the title track of the propulsive 6-4 results are thrilling. Okay, I don't know what songs are on that because I'm not a George Benson guy. Oh, This Masquerade, that was the hit, I think. Number 10, Wings of the Speed of Sound. I liked Wings. What was the hit on Wings of the Speed of Sound? Was that Rock Show? I don't know. Paul McCartney attempted to democratize his band on Wings of the Speed of Sound, which featured shared songwriting credits and lead vocal turns from guitarist Denny Lane from Moody Blues, I think. Jimmy McCall, a great guy, rest in peace. And drummer Joe English. The Patchwork Day in the Life album consequently sags in spots, focusing too much on Wings and not enough on Paul McCartney. Still, the chart-topping singles Let Him In, which is a good one, Someone's Knocking at the Door, Somebody ringing the bell. I like that. Silly love songs. That's okay. Reaffirm McCartney's peerless knack for pop hooks, while Beware My Love rise with hard rock and passion, and Warm and Beautiful marks another gorgeous ode to his wife, Linda. All right. It's not the best Wings album, not bad. Number 9, Rolling Stones' Black and Blue. What's on Black and Blue? Rolling Stones were running on fumes by the time they released Black and Blue. I remember seeing bad reviews for Black and Blue when I was a kid, which continued their steady decline from their late 60s to early 70s Imperial phase. But even though the album lacks the thrilling highs of Sticky Fingers and Exile on mainstream, it scores points for excursions into funk, soul, jazz, and reggae. Mick croons with palpable longing on the smoldering R&B. Baby, you're a fool to cry. While the cocksure strut of Hot Stuff foreshadowed the chart-topping disco makeover with 78's Miss You. Is Miss You on Black and Blue? I guess it is. Yeah, I like Miss You. Wait a minute. Is Miss You on Black and Blue? I thought that was on Some Girls. That's on Some Girls, right? Yeah, 1978. Some Girls, yeah. Some Girls is my favorite Rolling Stones album other than Goat Soup. All right, number 8, Earth, Wind & Fire, Gratitude. Earth, Wind & Fire scored their first number 1 album with 75's That's the Way of the World. They kept up their momentum with Gratitude, the live double album released in November of that year, featuring such hits as Shining Star, No Matter Who You Are. All right, that's all I know from Earth, Wind & Fire. Okay, enough of them. Chicago 9, Chicago's greatest hits. Don't Care. Eagles' greatest hits, 71 to 75. Much like Chicago, Eagles marked an inflection point on their career with their greatest hits. The gazillion-selling compilation Greatest Hits is one of the biggest selling albums of all time, right? Eagles' greatest hits? I think so. Sold 40 million. 40 million records. Holy shit. Number 5, Bob Dylan, Desire. That was the number 1 album, huh? What's on that? Fresh off the blockbuster success of his magnificent Blood on the Tracks, Bob Dylan assembled a murderer's row of musicians, many of whom had played on his Rolling Thunder Revue to help make Desire. Rolling Thunder Revue had Mick Ronson, right? See, where am I here? The resulting album is looser and less structured than many of his 70s albums, but no less ambitious. Largely co-written with theater director and psychologist Jacques Levy, Desire features vivid, long-form narrative songs rooted in real-life turmoil, from sympathetic album opener Hurricane. This is the story of a hurricane. About boxer Reuben Hurricane Carter, who was wrong, blah, blah, blah. To the grisly ballad Joey, about the life and murder of mobster Joey Gallo. Later on in my life, I've gotten a new respect. After seeing that movie and hearing the story about him flipping off the Rolling Stones and saying "fuck you" and walking off stage, I kind of have a little bit of new respect for Bob Dylan. Kind of getting a later appreciation for him in my later days. All right, number 4, Peter Frampton. Frampton Comes Alive. Following 4 unsuccessful studio albums, ex The Herd and Humble Pie guitarist Peter Frampton hit the jackpot with Frampton Comes Alive. The heartthrob rocker exudes charisma and flexes. I saw him on that tour. It was great. Gary Wright opened up. Exudes charisma and flexes his mammoth guitar chops across the double LP. Way underrated guitar player. Well, I don't know if he's underrated, but he's a great guitar player. Which spawned 3 top 20 hits with the new improved versions of Show Me the Way, Baby I Love Your Way, and Do You Feel Like We Do. The last of those 3, a sprawling 14-minute opus full of Frampton's signature talk box heroics, became one of the quintessential albums of the FM rock era. Okay. I got to take a sip of this fine Modelo. Number 3, Fleetwood Mac, which came out, the self-titled Fleetwood Mac album, which came out in 75. It took Fleetwood Mac a whopping 10 albums to achieve their commercial breakthrough with their second self-titled LP behind their 68 debut. The introduction of Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks consummated the band's gradual shift from blues rock to anthemic pop rock, spawning a trio of top 10 hits over my head. Ooh, and it sure feels nice. Rest in peace, Christine McVie. Rhiannon and Say You Love Me. Fleetwood Mac topped the Billboard 100 and sold 7 million copies in the United States. All right. Followed by Rumors, which you know how that did. Number 2, Led Zeppelin Presence. I didn't know that reached number 1. Written and recorded during a period of turmoil for Led Zeppelin, Presence marks the heaviest, brittle, and most uncompromising album of the band's career. Robert Plant was still recovering from a car accident, forcing him to record his vocals from a wheelchair. Pardon me, that was fine, Modelo. His weary performance lends to the album's beleaguered feel. Jimmy Page picks up the slack with several splendorous guitar epics, from the galloping, grandiose Achilles' Last Stand to the haunted blues rave up, Nobody's Fault But Mine, Nobody's Fault But Mine, to the forlorn T for One. Even at their lowest, Led Zeppelin could captivate like no other motherfuckers. All right, the number 1 album, or the best, according to Ultimate Classic Rock, the best number 1 album of 76 was Songs in the Key of Life from Stevie Wonder, with such hits as I Wish, Sir Duke, Isn't She Lovely, among others. Dig deeper, though, the album yields countless gems from start to finish. True to its title, Wonder sounds like he's captured the sound of life itself. There you go, friends. Little tag to great show reviews from Erik the Rock and Roll Plebe and Brian and Rock and Roll Brian Cranston, Blake Johnston. I just call him Brian Cranston. I don't know why. And Michael Street. Thank you, everybody, for contributing to the show. And thank you, friends, for listening to the show. And thank you. If you stuck around for an hour and 26 minutes, thanks for sticking around, first of all. And if you stuck around for 1,453 episodes, friends, I love you. I love you for listening anyway. If you're a friend of the Rock and Roll Geek Show, I love you. All right. I mean, not in a gay way, but well, maybe. All right. I love you. All right. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I'm in an undisclosed location. I'm flying back to San Francisco on Monday. Oh God, I'm fucking dreading it. I got to take a drive up somewhere. I got some Chad gigs. That'll be good. I want to get back to the undisclosed location. I can't wait to tell you all the shit that's going on in my life. It will happen soon, friends. It will happen soon. I hope you're interested in hearing it. All right, let's close out with something else produced by Jack Douglas. Do I want to play Kings and Queens from Draw the Line, or He's a Whore, or I don't want to play, or do I want to play, I'm kind of feeling like playing something from Patti Smith. How about that? No, I ain't going to play no Patti Smith. I do like Pissing in the River. Let's listen to a little bit of Pissing in the River. I'm not going to close with it, but we'll just listen to a little bit of that, which they played on the soundtrack to Times Square, I think. I'm going to close out with something different. I'm not going to close out with an Aerosmith. I'm not going to close out with Cheap Trick, He's a Whore. I'm going to close out with The Knack, the third Knack album, Round Trip. Their second album kind of tanked, I think, but the Little Girls Understand. So they decided to get back to their roots, I think, which also tanked. Another lousy day in paradise. Thanks for listening, friends. I'll talk to you soon. RockandRollGeek.com. Find me on the Facebook, RnRPleeb. Find me on Instagram, Find me on the Twitter, RnRPleeb. Find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek. I hope your day is great, and I hope my night is even greater. I'll talk to you later, friends.
Always seem so damn sincere. Though you say you love me with a smile, love is just a fashion period going out of style. Another lousy day in paradise, another party girl will pay the price. The silence brings dormant dreams. Another lousy day in paradise, another way to set your soul on ice. The swine will find their pearl. Hear it party, party, world. We're always greeted Here at Party Party World. Here at Party Party World. Here at Party Party World. Here at Party Party World.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.